Hey guys, welcome back to Orms TV. Today we have a first look for you at the all-new Canon EOS RP. Just dropped off by Canon, announced today. Super happy to bring you a first look of it. Let's have a look. Okay, so brand new Canon EOS RP. So let me give you a quick spec run through. So this unit has a full frame 26 megapixel CMOS sensor. Now that's probably the sensor from the 6D Mark II, but that's unconfirmed by Canon at this stage. In addition to that, you have dual pixel autofocus, which is kind of Canon's party piece at the moment. Gives you beautifully smooth tracking autofocus when you're shooting video, anything like that. It really is still the best in the business. No one's close yet. Canon's pretty much got that nailed down. In addition to that, you're getting a Digic 8 processor in this, which is really nice. So in addition to that, the EOS RP gives you 5 frames per second burst. Now, in relation to the EOS R, its bigger brother, that had 8 frames per second. So this is definitely aimed to be a little bit of a tier down on that. You have an ISO range from 100 to 40,000, and that's expandable to 50 up to 102,400. And we'll definitely wait and see how that ISO range performs, you know, seeing as this is most likely the sensor from the 6D Mark II. Now, other than that, the camera is actually really light. This whole unit, I mean, taking off the lens, of course, the camera itself comes in with battery in and memory card at under 500 grams. And that is quite impressive. You know, we have to give Canon credit where it's due. For a full frame mirrorless camera, that is actually really tiny. And if you pop this side by side with the EOS R, you can see that it is significantly smaller. Now, comparing it to the EOS R, immediately you can see, yes, the unit is smaller. You don't have the screen at the top, no LCD there, and also on the rear you don't have the multifunction touch bar. That's been omitted from this model, and that's probably because Canon saw that people weren't really using it all that much, or at least not as intended. Okay, so what you'll also see is that the entire top of the camera is quite a bit flatter than what it is on the EOS R. Now that's because your bezel at the top here for your viewfinder does not protrude quite as much as it does on the EOS R. Also just note this is an OLED viewfinder. It's actually really nice. It's nice and bright, nice and smooth. So I'll give Canon kudos for that. On the rear, we have a 3-inch touchscreen, which, you know, as always has all of your autofocus points and all of that, and swivels out. Now, let's be honest, swivel out touchscreen, really, really nice, especially for your vlogging crowd. And this in conjunction with the dual pixel autofocus really is giving Canon an edge at the moment over guys like Sony and Nikon, at least in relation to, you know, vloggers specifically. Now, since we're talking about vloggers, we might as well talk about video. And this unit does shoot 4K at 30 frames a second and Full HD at 60. But the 4K video is cropped, and Canon, you know, every time you get so close. 4K in this is cropped to about 1.7 times, which in 2019 really shouldn't be, but you know, that's what we've got. Everything that we've tested thus far, it does look silky smooth. The video looks really good. The dual pixel autofocus, as always, works really well. There is no log profile in this camera at the moment that we can see. There is a built-in HDR feature, but we haven't quite tested that yet because this is still pre-production. But as soon as a proper production model gets into our hands, we'll test that and show you guys how it performs. So in addition, when you're looking at the top of this camera, you have 2 toggle wheels over there. You have a multifunction button that you can assign, you know, to any feature in the camera. You have your standard mode dial over here, and then you have your on-off switch situated on that side. The rear is pretty standard stuff. Menu, you know, all your playback settings, you know, your quick menu and all of that over there. Rear button autofocus, nothing out of the ordinary. I would have loved to see maybe a little joystick there to move autofocus points around. Maybe another toggle wheel around your directional keys just to make menu navigation a little bit easier. But we do understand that this is a slightly lower spec camera in Canon's lineup. In terms of battery, we have a Canon LP E17 battery. I'm not going to lie, I'm not super happy about that. I would have liked to see the LPE6 that they use in pretty much all of their pro cameras. This battery, I'm going to venture, isn't going to give you exceptional battery life. It is something used in more of their entry-level DSLRs. And then at the back, you have a single SD card slot, no multi-card slot on this unit, unfortunately. So this could be a really good place to step into the full-frame market if the price is right. The camera does all the basics right. It has a good feel, a nice grip, feels good in the hand. It has the swivel out LCD that everybody really enjoys. It has Canon's dual pixel autofocus. It's got tried and tested technology, and it'll probably last forever. The specs could be a little bit higher, but we're going to have to wait for a proper review to see how they actually perform out in the wild. For now though, that is our first look at the Canon EOS RP. Pop onto Orms Direct for all of your pre-order details on this unit if you're looking at picking one up. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to drop us a like, comment, or subscribe. We love hearing from you guys. Thank you very much.